Hello everyone, good day to all of you. For today's presentation is what you see about the computer network. So my name is Chris Lawrence Bisda, here to help you about network connectivity. So what is the purpose? Why I created this PowerPoint? My purpose is to teach you on how to make your own network. So first off, we must need to know what is network topology. One of the example of it is in the screen. Is the bus topology, the ring topology, star topology, mesh topology, tree topology, hybrid topology, and peer-to-peer connection. Okay, so first of all, what is network topology? Network topology refers to the manner in which the links and nodes of a network are arranged to relate to each other. So if you have enough knowledge about network topology, it will make your connection easier because topology is your guide on how to lessen the traffic and to have a successful network. I will cite some example. Like the computer shop, you will use tree topology so that all of the computers are connected, same as the office buildings. So this is the things that we are needed. So first off is the device. The device is the one who receives the network, like laptops, personal computers, printers, etc. Next is the cable. Question: why do we need to connect cable if there is a wireless connection? Well, you can use the wireless connection, but it can cause traffic mostly if many devices are connected through wireless. So with the help of the cables, it helps to lessen the traffic on your connection, and that's why we need it. Proceed is the router. Router is the one who make the connection and it's used to forward data packets or network and other devices. So router is like the head of connection. Lastly is the hubs, switches, and bridge. These networking devices helps you to connect two or more devices easily. When it says bridge, it connects multiple LANs. I would like to recommend the switches than hubs because switches will make an own tunnel to decrease the traffic, unlike to hubs. Just connect it and it's done. So proceed to the next is the topology I use when I'm creating my own network. Okay, so one of the topology I use is the tree and the star topology. So what are the meaning of these two? First off, the star topology. The star topology is all the nodes in the network are connected to a central device like a hub or switch via cables. So this is the central device. And these devices that connects to the central device, the same at the shape of the star. Next is the tree topology, which means a root node is connected to two or more sub-level nodes, which themselves are connected hierarchically to sub-level nodes. So the tree topology is like the word itself. The root is the router. The trunk of the tree is the bridge. The branch is the switch or hub. And lastly, the leaves or the fruits are the devices. So proceed on what will you do in order to create a successful star topology. But first, you must have this following: 5 cables so that we can create a 5-pointing star, 5 nodes or the devices, and lastly, a central device, which is the switches or hub that connects the 5 devices. The first thing you do is insert the NIC into your computer and connect it to the central devices using RJ45 straight through so that other devices can connect to the network. Next is after connecting to the computer with NIC, prepare all your 5 devices and your switch as your central device. After preparing all of the nodes, connect them to the switch or the central device using RJ45 straight through so that they are all connected to your device. After you connect all of your device to your network, assign a IP address to your devices. So here are the IP address. IP address, the subnet mask, and the default gateway. And this is the example of star topology with their IP address. Always remember that default gateway remain the same as the other devices, as well as the subnet mask. The only difference in each device is the fourth octet of the IP address. It's changed because this is the slot or to determine how many are connected before you connect on the network. Proceed is about what you need to do to make a tree topology. The first thing to do is you must have of this following. One bridge as your central device, and then the two switches for connecting device, and then three crossover cable to connect three same device. And lastly, the router that serves as your network center. Second thing is you need to prepare your router and connect it to the bridge as your central device using RJ45 of the crossover cable so that many LANs will connect. Lastly, after that, connect the switch to your central device and you are good to go. So here is my IP address all in all. So you see, this is what it looks like when you combine star and tree topology. So my router has a 192.160.10.1 on its IP address, as well as the default gateway. Then here connects it into the bridge to connect multiple LANs using crossover cable. Then connect your LANs or switches in your bridge using crossover cables. Then in your switches, there are different 5 devices that are connected. Each switch, like computers, laptop, etc. And each devices have the same subnet mask and default gateway, except the fourth octet of the IP address. Each fourth octet of IP address in each device are not the same because the fourth octet, like I said earlier, it changed because it is like a slot on how many devices are connected before you connect. Like example, the device 1 has 192.160.10.2 in its IP address. Then the next device will be 192.160.10.3. Question: why does the first device started at 2 on the fourth octet of the IP address? Because the first slot goes to the router because he is the main giver of the network. So every device that connects will change the number of the fourth octet in their IP address. So this is the reason why I use these devices. I use the PC because PC is the one who receiving the networks. I use the bridge because it connects the LAN, which is the switch. I use the switch rather than hub because switches lessen the traffic of the network. I use the router because router is our center of networks. And next, the cables. I use the crossover cables because crossover cable is used to connect two same devices, which means my switches and bridge are both used for connecting multiple devices. I use the straight-through cable because straight-through cable used to connect two different devices, which means most of my connection are used with straight-through cable because I connect all different devices to the other devices. So thank you for spending your time just to learn on how to create a network, and I appreciate it. So if you have any question or wish to clarify or concern, just chat me or call me in the following accounts. So thank you again, and I'm Chris Lawrence Bisda, signing off.